Welcome, listeners, once again to the Asset Reliability at Work podcast. I'm Derek Kelly.
And I'm Tara Holwegner.
And we're your hosts for today's podcast episode. In today's episode, we welcome Bill Wilder to the show to talk about the Reliability Excellence Model, as well as the new release of the PoweredByRx resource portal.
Bill will explain how both the site and the model are helping organizations establish a culture of reliability. Now, let's get the conversation started with Bill Wilder on PoweredByRx, the new reliability resource portal.
Hey, listeners, thanks again for joining another episode of the Asset Reliability at Work podcast. Before I introduce our guest for this episode, I'd first like to introduce our new co-host, which is Tara Holwegner.
Hi, everyone.
So Tara is a certified learning and reliability professional, and they thought it'd be best to bring her into this show and be a co-host because she has, how do I put it delicately, more knowledge, plain and simple.
Well, thanks.
But she laughs a lot and she has fun.
Any opportunity I can have to work with Derek, it's always fun. We're going to have a lot of fun on the podcast. Thanks for joining, everybody.
All right. Well, let's get right into it and introduce our guest for today's episode, and that is Bill Wilder. Bill, welcome to the Asset Reliability at Work podcast.
I'm so excited to be here with our two hosts. Yay.
All right.
And you guys should be here because they're smiling and happy.
So,
and I get to be their first guest, so it's great.
There we
All right,
go.
so,
always good.
Good. Yeah, it is good.
Let's jump into it. So,
Okay.
Lifecycle Engineering just launched this brand new website that is centered and focused on reliability. So, can you tell me more about this site and what type of value the visitors will get from going to it?
So we have introduced a resource portal that is called PoweredByRx.com. And the reason we've done this is that nearly 1,000 people over the last decade or so have been embarking on a journey of reliability, and they've been using the LCE Reliability Excellence Model as their framework. And we have hundreds, over 400 resources. And sometimes when you have that much content, it may be difficult to get to it. So we're using this as a portal to make it easy for people to get access to articles and white papers and videos, and to make it easier for people on that journey.
So let's talk a little bit more about the Reliability Excellence Model that's prominently featured on the homepage of the resource portal. Why do you think using a model is important when an organization is planning to do a transformation or an assessment?
There are a lot of reasons. One is it helps set clear vision and goals. It is a roadmap. It is a common language. It is a requirement from some of the standards, such as an ISO 55000. If you're going down the asset management journey, it's going to tell you that successful organizations establish some kind of a framework or a vision for people to follow. So having a model, like our Reliability Excellence Model, is one such framework. In fact, it was one of the earliest in the marketplace, started back before 2000. With what was called a maintenance arch, and then it has evolved into the Reliability Excellence Model that we know today. And organizations have used it very successfully to improve operations, output capacity. We had one that improved it as much as 12% without any corresponding increase in their cost. We've had others that have moved their planned work up into the 95% range.
That's world-class.
Yep, decreasing costs. So, and it's using a framework like this is what gets people rallied around that.
Well, Tara, I don't know about you, but 400 resources available, that seems like a lot, like you said. And so, so what type of resources does the site actually offer? What kind of resources are we talking about?
Right. So a lot of to-do kind of articles and white papers and descriptions of processes, so defined processes, how to get things done, do-it-yourself kind of stuff. A lot of case studies, examples of organizations that have used this, not just the model, but this particular element. So if you take a specific subject within the framework, videos, podcast, yay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk a little bit about how somebody would actually use this. So let's think about a scenario. Let's say I'm a maintenance manager.
Right.
And I'm looking for some additional training for my team on work planning and scheduling. So how would I go about finding that in the PoweredByRx resource portal?
Right. So you go to PoweredByRx.com, and you'll see the model. And you will look at one of the elements. There's 29 of them in there in 5 different levels. And you'll see things like work management and work scheduling and work planning. So first of all, you make the correlation to what element you're trying to advance through the training. So if you're saying planning and scheduling, then obviously you might select work planning or work scheduling. And when you select that, you'll get a drop down of resources, and one of those resource categories will be courses, and that will direct you specifically into the courses that support planning and scheduling, whether it be planning for shutdowns or whether it be just outright maintenance planning and maintenance scheduling, or whether it be maintenance planning and scheduling and materials management. But it would be those different course offerings there. And you can select those, and they'll take you straight into the description of those courses and even the ability to register for those courses.
That's great. I do want to ask you really quick. So I had a chance to play around the site a little bit. Now, truth be told, I did not make it through all 400 pieces of resources yet, but working on it. So I want to ask you, though, something I saw on the site, which was this video of yours. It was called the Reliability Excellence Journey, I believe. And what caught my eye was this graphic, this neat little stair-step graphic. So why do you describe reliability or the implementation of reliability like a journey?
Well, for one thing, it takes time. Secondly, there's a series of steps you have to follow to get there. And if you look at the model, the framework, the way it's designed, we have what we call levels, which start with setting your principles and then creating your culture of reliability and then defining your processes and then optimizing them and then sustaining those processes. So if you think about what I just described, you start with leadership and then vision and then some processes, and then you go out and execute on those processes, and then you figure out how to make them even better, and then you put in measures to sustain it, and then it just becomes a bit of a cycle, really. So even it's an endless journey. How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
Well put.
An endless journey of delight and profitability.
But
Delight.
I think you would agree that it does take a systematic approach and hard work, and like you discussed before, a vision. So this journey, and I think the stair-step model that Derek was referring to shows that. It's not just a walk in the park. You got to have some stamina to get up the steps.
It's more like a hike.
Like a hike.
A long hike.
We talked about some of the elements on here. Mm-hmm. So what about a visitor who comes to the site and really is just getting into this reliability, this culture, this transformation? I think you offered something on the site, something around like an introduction to reliability excellence. How is that going to help somebody?
A big part of it in the early stages is creating awareness that reliability is important, right? And that whatever your continuous improvement initiatives, whatever your operational goals are, that if you don't have a foundation of reliable processes and reliable equipment and even reliable people, that you're likely to fail. Because everything is based on it being reliable. So when you set your operations goals, you assume things are going to work. When you define your processes, you assume things are going to work. So you have to be able to create this vision. So something like the introduction does just that. And that, again, is why this framework or this model is so important and why it's been so popular and successful around the world. It's because it helps organizations rally around this idea of a culture of reliability. Makes it fun, too.
So you spoke to this a little bit earlier, but I did want to go back to the actual name, the PoweredByRx name. Tell me a little bit more about why that name was chosen for the resource portal.
Because you're on an operations improvement journey, you're trying to improve safety, you're trying to achieve other performance goals in the organization. And the suggestion we're making is that all of those initiatives, no matter what they are in your organization, can be enhanced, and the probability of those initiatives meeting their goals improved if they're powered by RX, if there's a reliable culture underlying that as the foundation. So it's all about creating this culture. And so all these elements are part of that culture, but ultimately it's a way of thinking and then a way of acting and having fun. Tara's laughing. You can't hear her, but she is.
Now
Now you can hear her. So go to PoweredByRx.com.
Yeah,
And you can find tons of resources, tools, videos, and other things. And of course, we're always open to other resource ideas as well. Looking for them, actually. So they may have a tool, they may have a template, they may have an article. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be limited, or should be limited to just LCE content. This is a way for people who've decided to embrace the reliability excellence model to access. It's like only in some ways it's kind of like a curated list is the vision, or a curated resource of support materials to support you on your journey.
Well, there you have it. Bill Wilder on the Powered by RX site.
All right.
And it is 29 elements, so there's something here for everyone, no matter what they're looking for regarding the reliability transformation that they're, what kind of information they're looking for. So you got your videos, you've got articles, you've got courses you can sign up for, a plethora of resources. So the site's well done, well put together. Looking forward to seeing all the visitors come here and hopefully find something of value. It sounds like they will.
That's right. And calling all reliability professionals, we're looking to you to join the reliability excellence movement.
That's right. Yeah.
Hey, so come see us at SMRP too.
Oh, yeah. You'll be at SMRP.
What, in 3 weeks? 2 weeks? All three of us.
Yeah, 3 of us. We'll all
come meet us. You can come meet your fabulous podcast crew.
I'll be speaking.
They'll all be there. Yes, and Tara's doing a presentation.
Tara will be there. We'll actually be podcasting on site as well, live.
Right.
So,
so you get to see these smiling, laughing faces that I've been enjoying for the last 15 minutes. They're all going to be there.
Well, yes, at SMRP. So, again, the site was PoweredByRx.com. Yep. So go there, and of course, in the show notes for this episode, we'll have the link there, as well as some other useful links. One being the reliability excellence journey that we talked about, which none other than Bill Wilder is the one talking through that video. And so how'd you enjoy yourself, Bill?
This is great. You guys are so much fun. If you ever get a chance to do a podcast with Tara and Derek, you don't want to miss it.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining another episode in the Asset Reliability at Work podcast. We will see you in 2 weeks. All right, guys, take care.
Hi, listeners. Before you go, if you have any feedback or suggestions about future episodes for us, you can reach us at podcast@lce.com or on Twitter at @LCE_today. Thanks, and see you next time.